What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Two Cup Shawty, man. Welcome to this week's episode of Two Cups of Truth. As usual, you know who I got here with me. I got the queens of the court, starting off with D Royale, the serial rebel.
Welcome to a show where you can come and get the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help my rants. This is your girl D Royal, the serial rebel, coming to you live and direct from Hot Atlanta.
And you know who up next. I got Lady X.
Hey, the often imitated, never duplicated Lady X. She floats like a butterfly and sings off key. Lady X, that's me.
What say you in the building, man? Let's go. Let's get this. Man, welcome to this episode of Two Cups of Truth. Hey, look, I just want to dive straight off into this thing, man. You know, I got, my two favorite people in the world on this thing with me today. So, I know we ain't really have no angle today. So I really wanted to go with, hey, look, because I'm really on this kick right now of just making myself better, making the people better around me. So so I want to just start off with let's start discussing our most successful habits. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what do we have that we can give people to help them wanna, hence, get out the bed, not be lazy, keep trying for success? What do we have to tell the people today or this morning that we can motivate them to not give up?
Okay. Well, one thing I like to say and like to encourage people is that we live on a planet, right? We live on the planet Earth. And one thing that we fail to do is plan a lot of our next steps. A lot of us kind of just go with the day. We kind of just, what you doing today? I don't know. There's no plan, and it's just a movement of action. So for me, my best successes have come from planning, like forecasting, visualizing what my next steps are going to be, what I need to put in place to make them happen to accomplish my goals on the next day. So I encourage people, they write out plans for the grocery store, but won't write out plans for the next 5 years of your life.
Sure, you're right.
So, I think people need to start planning it. We live on a planet. In order to be successful, you got to plan it.
Oh, wait, I love that.
Oh, wow. You got a plan to be successful.
Right.
So that's your gym.
Absolutely.
You got a plan to be successful. A lot of people don't plan on being successful. They just hope to be successful.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's those that plan to not be successful by not making a plan.
That's it.
Just riding with the
If
tide.
you got a plan, you're planning to fail.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one more piece is when you planning, visualize that success. You know what I mean? Like, visualize that you're going to have a great day, even though if it's something you're not looking forward to. Just know that you're going to get through it. Let go and let God, if that's what you're into.
Absolutely.
Right. Hey, while you're planning for success, I just like to piggyback on that and say, while you're planning for success, you know what I'm saying? Look forward to putting in the work. You got to look forward to putting in the work. I'm definitely on my people around me about this convenience thing lately. Like, I've just been on a terror of quit letting everything, quit wanting it to be so convenient and comfortable for you. You know what I mean? You weren't put here on earth to be comfortable and convenient. You was put here for a purpose. A purpose doesn't mean comfortable. And I think that, that have hindered me in the past, wanting to be comfortable, wanting it to be at my convenience.
Absolutely.
I think it's hindered me from being what I could have been a long time ago. So I apologize for me having to get to the day to be what I am, but better late than never.
Okay.
But
keep persevering.
Yeah, but don't so my word is, quit being comfortable, quit wanting things to be comfortable. People want to be so comfortable, like I can understand going on vacation and you want to eat food in bed, breakfast in bed. I understand, but people want to eat breakfast. People want to eat breakfast in bed every day, though.
Absolutely.
They want to eat breakfast in bed every day.
Luxury lifestyle.
Yeah, they want this luxury lifestyle, man. So, you got to work. You know, you got to put in, you have to achieve the success that you want. You have to go through some uncomfortable things, some uncomfortable days, some sleepless nights, some early mornings.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do, you know, success to me is being able to do when you don't want to. When I don't want to do it, but you have the mindset and the willpower to do it anyway.
Get it done. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's success to me. So if anybody doing things like, but you shouldn't have to wait till you go into your job. You don't like getting up in the morning, going to work and going to your job, but you do it because they give you a check. You know what I'm saying? So you like the check better than you like laying in your bed. So, man, I say, man, you got to love yourself more than loving laying in the bed. Man, you got to love yourself more than that. So I know I kind of took up.
Oh, no, you ain't take over. You talking some good stuff.
No, absolutely.
And if I can go back on that area of purpose, you know, people don't take time to really pay attention to themselves. And if they found, you know, some time to identify what their purpose is, what their gifts are and their talents and how to apply that to their purpose, you know, they'll have a reason for getting up. They'll have a reason for moving. They'll have a reason to get a check that ain't being written by somebody else. It's because they kicked in the door. Right. You know what I mean? So you got to identify what your purpose is. Identify what it is you're supposed to be doing here every day.
I'm going to do you one better, though. I'm going to do you one better. Not even just purpose, though, because everybody ain't that deep right now. I'm going to just challenge everybody to just go ahead and look in the mirror and truly see that reflection. Truly take a deeper look into what it is that's staring back at them. You know what I mean? Like it starts like, you know, it's such a menial task, but I guarantee a lot of people can't do it. It makes them very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Yeah. And that's one thing I've never had a problem with or made myself do at every turn is look in the mirror. If I don't like what I'm seeing, guess what? The change is coming.
Oh yeah.
Wow. The change is coming. If you don't like what you see, change is coming.
Absolutely. And you know what, brother, just to piggyback off of what you said too, you know, a life of convenience and things of that nature, I blame the microwave. We in the microwave society right now, like for real. You know, everybody wants things in a full damn meal in 3 minutes or less. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Like, you're not willing to put in the work.
I don't know why
they miss the appreciation of the work. You know, when people are working out or trying to gain something more for themselves, you usually appreciate the workout.
Absolutely.
You know, when people are cooking, you appreciate mixing it up and tasting it here and there before it's ready. You know, you appreciate the process.
I think that's why.
Don't appreciate the process.
Absolutely. I think that's why Thanksgiving is so near and dear to my heart. Y'all know I'm a big greedy, okay? And it's coming. I'm so excited. It's my favorite time of year.
Right.
But it's because you take the time. You know, for the most part, people make things from scratch. You take the time to chop it up, dice it up, put that extra attention into it, that extra love into it, that grace into the meal. You know what I mean? You take your time and think things through. You plan it out the meal. Like you're planning out who's. You're planning out the meal. Absolutely. You're planning it, okay? And you're planning the family who's attending. You know, if you don't want Uncle Joe over there, Uncle Joe ain't coming, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just really takes, it's a thoughtfulness to it. And I think that's why it's so warm to my heart, that Thanksgiving. Ooh-wee.
All right, so let's go back to the microwave.
Okay.
Let's go back to the microwave.
Yes,
the microwave, guys, you blame the microwave. And I blame the microwave for some stuff too, but they done took it down offline now, I think. But they did an experiment. And you know what? And listen, it took up the truth. So they did an experiment with these mice, gerbils or whatever they did the experiment with, but they started feeding the gerbil microwave popcorn. So the boy gerbils start liking the boy gerbils, and the female gerbils start liking the female gerbils.
Really?
But yeah, for Michael, so that's why I don't really eat microwave popcorn. And
just popcorn.
Like I don't really eat microwave popcorn. So
that's interesting.
Right. So you know, so with this microwave generation, and like you're saying, with this microwave generation, and if they saying if what they're saying is true about the mice and the gerbils, you know, I can understand why we see a lot of stuff going on now. Like I can, if it's true, now, I don't know if it's true, but you know what I'm saying. But D-Raw, but see if you can find some information on, you know, the gerbils that turn you know, they turned around, eating the microwave popcorn. And so, God, that's crazy. So since I said, look, I'm trying to have a good day, man. Like, I don't know why you say stuff that provoke me to think of these other thoughts.
Unintended, but I'm glad you with it.
Okay, I don't know how you say something that think of these other thoughts, but again, back on, you know, what it, you know, takes to be successful. Another thing that I want to throw out there and see how y'all respond to, man, like, I don't think we dream anymore. I think we too busy being real. I think we having, you know, like, people want to keep it real and be real. Like, even when a kid tell an adult their dream, they come say, hey, this is what I'm dreaming of. And they say, hey, well, you need to be realistic. You know, a kid can't even dream no more without being told to be realistic. Right. And then I think that puts us in a box as we get older, because now we ain't dream. We just, everything's based off being realistic. So we're not really striving for things that make us happy because we're too busy trying to be real. So how do you feel about that?
I absolutely 110% agree with that. Like, I have to stop myself once or twice a week and just remember the dream, think bigger than what is in front of me. Like, you know what I mean? To continue to have that purpose, to have that drive in me, because this can't be what it's all for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, how people, that kind of rat race mentality that we all got caught up in, and, you know, we don't dream anymore. And then, you know, we even go to the point of, you know, not using our own minds with substituting with like a movie or a TV series and things of that nature. And it's become so common and so popular, you know, that people, you know, being quiet, you don't even like quiet in your house anymore, silence in your house, you know what I mean? Like, something's wrong. Oh, nothing's on. Let me turn, you know, just kind of fill that void and fill that space. But no, absolutely, please dream big. Never stop dreaming. And I like that you brought up the point too about the children, you know, when it comes to you and their innocence and, you know, their fresh perspective. And this is new to them. Remember, they're going through it for the first time, a lot of them. You know, I believe some of these babies have been here before, but, you know, right. And then when you impress upon your, you know, your adultism on them, and, you know, really just, you know, it really crushes that spirit, that free spirit. And we need to allow our children to be free again. Like, we put them in the Nikes, we want them to look fresh, but they want the little light up sneakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's fun to them. So I don't know, but yeah, you have a valid point there. What do you think, sis?
I agree with you. I'm kind of trying to hold back and allow you to finish speaking.
Go ahead, boo.
It's all up in me. I really have a problem with those dream killers out here. And those dream killers are usually ones that have had their dreams killed.
Absolutely.
So it's hard for parents to give to their kids what they don't have. And when parents don't know how to dream, parents lost it because, you know, they got pushed into the rat race. They got pushed into the, this is what we do in the house, get a job, out at 18, get busy, go find a job up under somebody. You know, when we've been pushed into those kind of thought processes and character conditioning, we forgot to dream. We forgot when we wanted to be a dancer, or when we started drawing at a young age, but somebody told you there was no money in that. There was nothing realistic about that. Right. You know, so when those dreams got killed for them, they then became dream killers themselves.
Generational curses. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's be honest real quick then. So let's be honest real quick.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, let's be honest. So I'm challenging y'all right now to be honest. What was your, like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with you, the D-Roy, then we'll go there, then I tell mine. But what was your dream? What was your real dream that you wanted to, you know, for your life or to be? What was your real dream coming up? What was your real dream? As far back
as I can remember, before life took off or you know, certain things happened in my life, I really wanted to be a veterinarian. I really wanted to care for small animals. And that's what I really wanted to do. I grew up with kittens in the house. So I, you know, developed compassion early. I was into nature. So that's what I really wanted to do before life happened for me, you know? So yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lady
And to
X,
be
what was your
honest,
dream?
that's what I say now. Like when I get stressed, I be like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave the world and go take care of the animals. I'm gonna just
That's
go work
it.
with kittens because they can't stress me out. So I still say that now.
Well, you know what? I don't mean to be funny, but I think you kind of doing that now when you're going to do what you're doing now in South Carolina. I think you're going to take care of the animals now. Hey,
And you know what? And because they have been contained and treated how they have, they act like that.
Yeah.
When you give them some of that compassion, you start seeing
humanity. Remind them who they are, absolutely, or who they could be to dream, right? So I have a two-part to this, right? So I definitely had a household. My dad definitely thought different, and that was because of his upbringing. So I really appreciated him. But I wanted to be a doctor and a lawyer. Like when I was 9 years old, a doctor, and I knew I could do it because of my influence from the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be Heathcliff and Claire, like for real. You know? Absolutely. And it was nothing to, and I never thought for a minute that I couldn't do it, that it was impossible, right? So then, come a couple of years later, I was like, well, then you know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna be a fashion editor. I'm gonna run a magazine, run the clothing line, what have you. And that, and to this day, that's my release. Like I just go, listen, I'm gonna look at some outfits put together, compile some outfits as well, and critique some things or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's my release right now, Now, unfortunately, life got in the way with that doctor lawyer combo because I was like, wait, how many years of school? Wait a minute.
Right. When the reality hit,
absolutely, the reality,
the work gotta come with it.
Yes.
Right. So that was so that's crazy, but that's good to know that you know what I'm saying, that you definitely want to be in fashion, man. And I think that you're starting to guide your way back to that way, as you're starting to talk about fashion and fashion.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to you to make your own designs here in the near future.
Well, I mean, I'm ready. I got a whole brand behind me. Let's do it.
Hey, that's right. Keep that right.
Absolutely.
Keep dreaming. That's right. Keep
And
dreaming.
not for nothing, what I found working with young people and even talking to adults, when you start thinking back on what you wanted to do, you find that you go around a tree, but somehow you come back around to it. Somehow you end up coming back around to it in your profession down the line. It may not have been that direct path that you thought from a child, but you end up coming back to it.
So I'm gonna share with y'all something that I just started doing. So my aunt gifted me with some pictures that I hadn't seen in quite some time from my grandmother, who's passed on now for some time. But the pictures of the young lady X, you know what I mean, and all her innocence and glory. I actually I framed the picture and actually have it in my workstation in my office because I want to look into that period in my life where I just had no clue and don't even know what I was thinking when the picture was taken. That allows me a certain air of like you said, of dreams and what do I owe that baby girl right there? You know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing lately.
Awesome.
All right. So I guess I got to share what my dream was.
Absolutely.
So but of course, I like to put the disclaimer out there. I grew up in unique situations.
Let me say right before you finish.
Let me take a sip.
Right now. My speech chocolate over here. Go ahead.
Man, I grew up in a unique situation, and I grew up with some colorful people. Especially my grandmother, rest in peace, Abner K. Robinson, Madill. Madill was a great cusser. And she used to put some magnificent combinations together. And one day, somebody was telling her what my Uncle Mike said. And I heard her say the most beautiful combination of cuss words, assembled at that point. And I said to myself, that's what I want to do with my life. So my dream was to be a cusser. I wanted to be, like the best cusser I could be. And so I went in the house and I asked my mama, could I cuss? My mama like, go on, boy. just saying gone now, so I go out on the porch. I'm thinking she's saying, yeah, you can go ahead and do your thing. So I went out on the porch and I stood on the porch, man, and I started cussing and I started letting them sing loud as I can let them go. Until the neighbors called and said, girl, you better get that boy out that porch. But fast forward, I meet my mentor, Dr. Stewart, and tell her the same thing. She asked me what I want to do with my life. At first, I said I want to own my own business because I was being realistic. Then she was like, nah, tell me the truth. Then I told her I want to cuss. And she was like, okay, I can help you to do that, but it's not called cussing, it's called comedy. And I think you can do that. And from that day forward, man, I've been on stages and doing what I do to this day. So your dream of, no matter what your dream may be, you never know who's going to be able to help you understand what you're really saying, because me telling a person I want to cuss, they, they just think, oh, this boy crazy, but not. But a woman say, you know what, I understand, but what you're trying to do is comedy. That's what it's called. That's the lane that belongs in. You can do it, but it belongs in this lane. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So she didn't kill my dream. She said, you know what, I'm going to show you, what I'm saying? Well, you think what you're saying is crazy, but it's not actually. It's really something for real. And she showed me that it really exists. Now, the crazy part is, when you see me do my shows and stuff, but for real, you see me live, I really don't cuss.
You don't.
I really don't cuss. So it's crazy, what I'm saying? But that what got me into that dream.
But you know what? You had options. At the end of the day, your options were never stifled. So now you have the option to cuss or not to cuss. You know what I mean? The choice is yours. So that's a beautiful thing.
Right, man. So dreaming is beautiful in itself, man. So so if you stop dreaming, the person that's coming behind you not gonna dream the same way, because Danielle just said it, the dream killers, sometimes they be your parents because their dream was killed, so they don't know no other way but to kill your dream. So if you got a sister, if you got a friend, if you got a brother, if you got a son, you got a daughter, you got a cousin, man, you have an obligation to continue to dream. Even though I'm saying, and just because you didn't reach what you were dreaming of doesn't mean that you was not successful. You're successful as long as you're trying. That's the greatest thing you will ever do in life, is to try. When you stop trying, that's when you fail.
Right.
So, but as long as you're trying, you never fail. Right. Just keep trying.
Absolutely. And along with that, give yourself grace. Come on now. Like you said, you earlier in the podcast, you apologized for, you taking the journey that you took. Don't be apologetic for that. Because you know what? You never stop. Inch by inch, everything's a cinch. You know what I'm saying? It may not have been what you thought out, but you always had your eyes on the prize. And in that roundabout way of life, you know what I mean? Because it's not going to be a straightforward course. It's not going to be that 50-meter dash. You achieving it. You're doing great things.
I think it's very important for our young people to hear us say that.
Absolutely.
They think that we have it all, or we think we have it all figured out.
Right.
And that, we're good. No, we always trying. We should be reaching. We should be reaching, we should be trying, we should not stop dreaming, even as adults.
Absolutely.
So I encourage that with mine.
Hey, okay.
And I think a big part of that too, with with us not really, some of us not really encouraging how we should or could, is because of the judgment that we place on it. It's like, this generation, these kids, blah, blah, blah. But that's for you to do a separation so you can stay in your comfort zone. No, if you talk to these children out here, and really see what piques their interest, might not be your cup of tea, but I still would like the insight on why you think it's amazing. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people don't take the time and the opportunity to do that, but instead place the judgment of themselves on it. Well, back in my day, blah, blah, blah. Again, creating that separation. You know what I mean? But just try to come to a place of understanding. You may not agree with it at all, but, just try to come to that place of understanding.
That's a part of that Willie Lynch syndrome. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you have it back. That's one of those Willie Lynch syndrome issues. That separation between the young and the old. So we gotta really understand that too. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, come with it. Come with that education. I love it. And remind the folks about Willie Lynch.
That was one of the things that he said that would easily separate us. Women from men. These are one of the divisions that are easy to keep us away from one another and understanding and uniting, right? Women and men, mother and child, parent and child, young and old. And you'll have the older generation standing across the street looking at the younger generation being misguided and will not invite a conversation. They will create that separation. Look at them young boys over there. And then the young ones are looking at the older ones. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all out the loop. Y'all are too old. And therefore, there's the gap. And we have to learn to bridge that gap. We have to learn. That was, Willie Lynch was what, 1710? We in 2021.
Still relevant.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's still relevant.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I'm gonna change the lane just a little, not much. It's gonna change the lane just a little bit because we still gonna stay on track with what we were talking about. We're not, you know what I'm saying? But I happen to get on social media and seen a couple posts about people posting their age and asking what hurts. So I want to talk about the struggle at 40. Like, is it really a struggle at 40? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or is it just a mindset? You know what I mean? Cause I'm not going through what people going through. And mentally, I don't allow myself to go through what a lot of people going through. So is it really a struggle at 40? Mentally, physically, spiritually? Is it just a mindset?
Not if you remember your name. Don't try to keep up with them Joneses. Your path is your path. You know what I mean? Like, not if you remember your name. Go ahead, sis.
For me, myself, it's not a struggle at 40 because I understand what I'm dealing with. But a lot of people that I've encountered along my path are struggling and do struggle. At 40, you start realizing what your mama said that wasn't true, or those things that you thought were that really weren't. And as you're living it now, get married, stay with that man no matter what. Our grandparents stayed together, right? And now this is the quick breakup generation. Why? Because you're realizing I married for love instead of for family, for duration, for generational things. I married for lust instead of really understanding what that unity was. And then at 40, that reality check comes to you. Or you get that force-fed profession. Go into military. That's what all the family did. The family went military. Everybody go military. And then you in the military and you realize I'm a dancer.
That's definitely
right.
I went to the Air Force. That happened to me. I went to the Air Force and I realized I was a basketball player. And then I got to playing basketball and realized, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go cuss.
I'm gonna just go cuss.
That the whole 40 time mark, or whatever, what do you call that? When milestone, the whole 40 milestone, it requires much more than 30 did, than 20 did, and definitely when 10 did. You know what I mean? It requires a mindset shift, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, because it don't get no realer than 40 for real. Because I've been, I'm sure it gets realer as you're blessed to go along.
I'm sure the people at 50 will have a lot. It'd be 50 versus 40. It's gonna be 50 versus 40 right now. It don't get no. It's different changes coming.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, you have to start thinking down the line. Like, this is a point where you still got some energy. However, you on the cusp of maybe not having as much energy. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do about that?
All right. So let me ask you this then, Lady X, and this just particularly for you. Why is the women that's 40 and up hating on Megan Thee Stallion knees?
Really? Well, you know why? Because her knees are peaking in condition. I used to be Meg back in the day, yo. Let me tell you who not hating on her, the girl, okay? Because, man, I'm telling you, but I've gone low earlier this year, and I did not come back up. I'm just putting that out there. But that's why, because she's showing you what was and what could have been. You know what I mean? Such a long time ago.
When.
So. Absolutely. Remember when?
Hey man, I've been watching. I'm listening. This guy with the Migos, I think his name is Quavo, has brought back Scrub the Ground.
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh,
With City Girl, Young Miami.
Right, and you've been seeing the little video, the Scrub the Ground videos, man. It's been hilarious.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, so but this physical thing at 40, man, like, people, I just don't get like, cause someday I have to tell myself, you're not 26. You're not 26. I mean, cause I still like feel like I'm 26, 27.
Right.
But then I go one day, I went to shoot basketball with some young boys. And then I knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew.
Without a doubt.
I knew. Oh,
That's
I
when
knew.
you knew.
I knew. Hey, I forever knew. I forever knew. I forever knew.
Okay.
Wait. I mean, because because my mind is still there, but it's like, but like I know the step quick. I know, but it's like
they quicker.
Yeah, my reaction time is not the same, man.
They are quicker.
My reaction time is not the same, man. Yeah. So as you get older, you lose some things, but at the same time, I feel like when you watch like the X-Men and stuff, man, you lose some things, but some things you get better at though.
Yeah, some things get strengthened. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely know this mind is a whole lot sharper. I might not move as fast, but this mind moving real quick right now.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So you get stronger in other areas, man. I think the people, I think that, I would say, I'm not going to say I think, I would suggest to people, quit focusing on the things that's, that's fading away and focus on the things that's getting stronger.
Not only, but don't let it passively fade away. You know what I mean? Like, just don't, that's over. You can still, it's not over. It's not over 40 and over. It's not over. You know what I mean?
So let me understand this, lady.
Okay.
You gonna get the Megan Stallion knees?
Yes, girl, honey. I've already been stretching and doing my exercises, darling. Yes.
I hear you.
Now I'm not going on stage challenges at all. No time soon. Believe that. But yeah, absolutely. These things got to be in conditioning. Because if I'm not gonna get low like Meg, I still probably got, get low to get a child off from harm's way or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That child need to rise together so that we can carry on. Literally.
Mine might be in a little trouble now. I'm gonna tell you, if it has to do with my knees, mine might be I love my babies, but mine might be in a little trouble.
Hey, at what age do you start to accept arthritis?
That's a never. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
That's from inflammation. It's what you're eating. That's what arthritis is.
Aloe vera juice. You better get you some aloe vera juice and put it inside some orange juice and start drinking it.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing.
Eat closer to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You better eat closer to the earth. Come on now.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, so I met a person. I'm not gonna say his name. Because
protect the guilty.
Yeah, we're gonna protect the guilty. We're not gonna say his name. Cool brother, honest brother. He works out a lot. He comes from a family that works out. Family have won pageants over in some parts of the country where these beauty pageants and these health pageants, these fitness pageants. And stuff
like a Mr. Olympia type thing.
Yeah, okay. So his dad, his mom, they come from one of them families. Even his grandmother, who he was telling me about, used to be like this fashion model back in the day. So she's 82 now, and he was like, man, you wouldn't believe that my grandmama is still sexually active. She got her 61-year-old boyfriend.
I believe it.
And I was like, man, that's too much information. Dog. How do you even know this? You know what I mean? Like he was like, nah, man, we just talked. She said all the time, I ain't dead yet. She said, I'm still warm. And I was like, but I'm like, man, wow, I couldn't imagine my grandmother. I've been telling me, you don't sit your little tail down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Before you get, put you in a home somewhere, playing around. That
sounds like judgment. Ooh.
Yeah, you can't, you know what I'm saying? So you would be cool with your 82-year-old grandma.
What's the fear coming from? Like, why you dislike it?
I mean, it just don't seem natural.
Would you don't want her to, you know what? I'm not about it. Okay, I'm gonna just do it 2 cups, right? You don't want her to die on the dick, possibly. Like, what's the problem? Like, for real, what's the problem?
Man, at that age, man, I'm like, like you supposed to be a saint or something.
Nah, come on now. Listen, we all human. Believe that. And that if she done made the 82, I bet she got 82 years worth of needs still. Okay. I'm not mad at Granny at all.
61 seem to be hanging
First
tight.
of all, have you seen these 71-year-olds out there? Like, okay, fall down that 71-year-old rabbit hole on TikTok.
Oh,
Do it for the one time.
Oh man, 71 years old out here tripping.
No, they out here getting, okay?
Oh my goodness.
They not tripping, they getting.
I mean, right? You know, but they say, you know, like, you know, you growing up, you know, and we used to hear that say, you know, they say sex keep you young. You know, and that, you know, I always thought it was a, you know, a cliche. Mm-hmm. Is it true?
I think it's not even just the act of sex, but like the playfulness, you know, the intimacy, the, you know, that type of camaraderie with your partner. You know what I mean? It's like that. Go ahead.
The juices that get to flowing, just at the thought and the excitement of the togetherness. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You know, like they said in that movie, it's about connection. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I think that connectivity with that person, I mean, come on, what you say, 80 something and 61?
82.
Yeah, he was 82 and 61.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice difference in that, you know?
That's a nice, yeah. Like, you know, like, you know, well, you know he ain't trying to get no PlayStation. At least you know that. At least you know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, but I understand, you know, younger women used to date older men and wait on them to die to get the insurance money and
oh my gosh.
You know, and then like, you know, cause the lady that, you know, not gonna say her name,
okay,
either, but you know that I used to work with, you know, and she became like a mother figure to me. Mm-hmm. But she had like 4 or 5 husbands, like, you know, like all on pads, and she kind of well off now. And she got a new one now.
That's not a well-known or popularized thing in our culture. But if you're raised like that, then you'll go like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So. And it needs to be, you know, more the norm than exception with us as African Americans too, because you're gonna die over Johnny forever. I mean, cry over dead Johnny forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you really should be moving on. You really, really should be moving on.
Yeah. What you mean moving on? Or should you be marrying with the expectation of getting a life insurance policy?
No, come on now. You know I'm not about. Listen, you should though. I do agree with that latter point because you know. Yeah, exactly. No, everybody should be married and get that life insurance on each other. However,
right. So would you? So you agree with a 30-year-old woman marrying somebody like 82, knowing that he about to check out?
No.
Well, you know, but you know what? You don't never know. You never know what's between that man and that woman. You don't know what her true intentions are.
No.
Okay, so let me talk to you. Let me just pose this to you.
I'm gonna say no.
If you let's bring Johnny back. Okay, so Johnny's back. Johnny looking good. Hey, you know, D-Roy, yeah, how you doing? Blah blah blah, whatever. And then you get with Johnny. Y'all go on some dates, and it so happens that y'all come up on age. Johnny tells you that it's a 40, 50 year difference between the two of y'all, which you wouldn't be able to, you know, he presents younger, let's say. Then is it over or is your heart in it?
I'm going to say no. There's something very wrong with 30 and 80. 30 and 80, and you're presenting as 30? There's something
not necessarily presenting as 30, but you can't, you know that good black on crack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like, I get the more mature man.
Right.
But if my daughter,
but he 80, but he paid for like 58.
Right, yeah, exactly.
No.
So something you can work with.
No. We started talking about dreams and dream killers, and I'm not saying that because he's automatically a dream killer. I'm gonna need my 30-year-old to live your life and expand and.
But every old man dream of a young woman.
Let's do this. Okay. Before you get into your point though, bro, please. Okay, let me go back to sis. So okay, let's not say life insurance. Let's just say that Johnny got a setup. He in the burbs, he got a nice home, it's paid for, no mortgage. You coming in at 30. How's it looking, sis?
He gonna send your kids to college?
Right. He got it all. He done been through your struggles already. He's at a point where he's in love with you. He could listen. He still get up. He still put in work. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, and I, nobody knows what they would do until they put into a situation.
That's it.
But what I will say is, in my life right now, I would say no.
Yeah, but I can tell though. But you really like older men though, like older men, like
who D-Royale me?
Yeah, D-Royale.
Okay.
You think I like older men?
Yeah, like if you like, I think you match up with like a 20-year difference. Like you yeah, you definitely like 20 to 25 years will work perfect for you.
Why would you think that? Where do you get that from? What gives you that?
Me just me just knowing you know what I'm saying, like you need a retired brother that can drive you around to reach your goals, and you try so much, you need somebody that can really just focus on you and what you're doing and just get all behind you. They can't be working and doing other stuff. They got to live their life already. You know what I mean? And that will probably match with you better. You know what I mean? Like you get somebody by 65, they get
no, get out of here. I don't know what
you're trying to get that monthly extra, that check coming in.
I need somebody around my age. I don't know where you're getting all that from.
Okay, so what's your range? What's your ideal range? How high are you willing to go?
So I'd say about
70.
4 years, 5 years older than me.
Really? Okay. 4 or 5 years. So you only have a 4 to 5 year I don't know.
Reach. Span.
Yeah, reach. Yeah. Exactly. That's
but what if it goes down like the lady X said, like, you know what I'm saying, a person you meet them, they look 4 or 5 years older than you, but in actuality they 15 years older than you, but they kept themselves up, they physically fit,
right?
They good to go, they energetic, you know what I'm saying, they listen to trap music,
hey.
like
An older man is a good mix right now. Let me just tell you, an older man right now, he listens to the trap, he listens to the oldies with you. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the 90s R&B.
To go on trips and all of that good stuff.
Right.
I could be with all of that. See, again, it's not an age thing. It's really about the person.
Mm-hmm.
But if
now it's not an age thing.
You know what?
No, really.
Don't do it.
When I start looking at it, if you wild crazy out of my age range, I'm gonna need you to relax. I'm gonna need you to sit down. I have that fear, the color purple. Ain't nobody dying on me. I'm gonna need you to sit down over there and drink you a boost and get
not a boost. And then sure.
What happened to him? He died on top of me.
Yeah, that's not that. I don't see that in my story.
But I like that Suge Avery when she was in that tub. She said, and I don't wanna smell no goddamn pipe either, Albert.
Okay.
Hey,
Suge was a different kind of woman.
That was a good Suge impression. I ain't gonna sit here from.
Yes. You was in the moment, wasn't you? You was in the moment, wasn't you?
You don't rehearse that one before it happens. Oh my gosh.
That was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Then they were sitting at the table, so you would hate to be that kind of woman like Suge. Like, all my sisters, I don't want you to be Suge Avery. Cause when they were sitting at that table, he was telling her, you had her and I had her too. You had her your way and I had her mine.
Oh.
Like you don't want to be discussed over the table like that.
Right.
No, not like that.
Right.
Not like that. Suge didn't care.
Hey, listen, everybody knows Suge, and may they be blessed, okay?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, Suge Avery meant business, man. Like, hey, you know what? That might have been one of the movies that culturally affected us on the low. That's when women started fighting back after she hit Harpo.
That's when they started fighting back.
That's when they got, I think that, I think Tina Turner might have kicked it off.
I believe that.
Tina Turner might have kicked it off.
I believe that. I read Tina Turner in the Jet magazine when I was young, so I had that little attitude for way back.
I know that's right. Oh,
but when she said
Jet magazine, man.
Hey,
right?
but but when she said you told Harpo to beat me,
yeah.
oh my goodness, that done something for the Black woman's spirit.
I think that was the first time it was really captured and put in people's face in a cinematic way.
You know what? I think that's absolutely correct. I think that was the first time we weren't glossed over. Like they were really willing to take the ugly look into some of our family lives. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And that's still a hard pill to swallow over here. I'm telling you, I still to this day hate Danny Glover. Like,
man,
he can walk in the store and I walk right past his ass. Like, I got nothing for him, okay?
Yeah, he played it for it.
He played that shit. Now I'm telling all these years later, I ain't got nothing for that man.
Well, who else did a good job in movies that we still hate them because they did their role too good?
Definitely like Back to Tina.
Yes.
I played his role too good.
Hell yeah. He trying to be a sweet old man now, talking about he pops. Nah, nigga, you still ice. Sorry. Like, sorry, not sorry.
Now, Denzel Training Day. I felt some kind of way about him in that. You know what I mean? Denzel Training Day? Because I don't know.
But you know what? He did my heart so good before that I couldn't even hold it against, like, this is the thing, my admiration for Denzel. Like, he had to show you another side of his ass. You understand that for me? Like, you know how somebody said, kiss my black ass? That was that role. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion too, like Michael B. when he played Killmonger. I was sitting back like, come on, now watch him from a young boy, right? Coming up. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was so engrossed. Man, he played that shit. And
when
he
you
wanted to too. He was waiting for that for a long time.
Yeah.
Man, we done had some culturally movies that have affected the culture in so many different ways. Since we're just going down movie memory lane, I remember the first time that, that I really watched Roots. That really, like, I know for my generation, I would say the Tupac generation, that really woke us up in a way. Like to see, that film and to see and to kind of experience what we went through and the abuse we went through. And, so when people get to talking about like people like Kanye and Lil Boosie, Boosie was Toby. He was Kunta Kinte. He the Kunta Kinte, like, you know what I'm saying? They wanted him, he gonna say, he gonna say what his name is. He want, you know what I'm saying? But they finally broke him after a while. But it took a long, but we fight like that. We fight for what we believe in. We fight for who we are. So I think that film kind of, for our generation, showed us that we have the right to fight. So what you say about that, D-Raw?
Well, it would amaze you, if you know anything about me, it would amaze you that I've never watched Roots from beginning to end.
I haven't either.
Wow.
I've never watched Roots from beginning to end, purposefully.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Now there's not much. I have definitely subjected myself to going as deep and dark into our history, into the annals of our story that you wouldn't believe. So just to understand what we've been through and things that our people have encountered. But Roots was a different kind of movie for me. It was a different depiction of what had happened, and I purposefully stayed away from that.
That might have been good for you because you get really angry.
You know what? Right. And that's what I was just about to say. Like, and also too, truth be told, for Color Purple, that was the same thing for me. It took me years to finally sit through the whole movie. You know what I mean? Because I'm not somebody who's willingly going to subject myself to trauma. Like, no. You know what I mean? I have too much of a mindfulness about me. I have a sensitivity to me. And I'm not going to do it for nobody. Like, I choose me first. The hell with the Oscars or whatever, whoever else. You know what I mean?
Now, that area where you say that I get angry. That's something that I have been working with. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that you can sit in front of a movie such as that and feel that level of anger or that level of discomfort? So just in the studies, there's a science to that. It's called epigenetics. So there's a science to why you feel what you're witnessing and why you may not want to be a witness to it when you have a chance to. So
you said that was called again what? Epigenetics?
Epigenetics.
Okay.
It's called epigenetic science. It's actually why the Jewish culture still gets reparations due to the issues of the Holocaust. Because scientifically, our DNA gets changed based on the trauma you witness. And it gets encoded and it gets passed generationally. So you could be watching something and it has nothing to do with where you're at right then and there, but it takes you right to that moment and you feel that energy and you feel that, mentally, like it's happening to you. So there's a thing called epigenetic science, and I have purposefully also subjected myself to that because I wanted to better understand how to deal with that energy. It's going to come at us, and it's going to come at us at times when we're not even expecting it. And the passive aggressive stuff that we have to deal with in the street every day, in our jobs every day.
Yeah.
So with that, I wanted to know how to deal with that if it should come my way.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of a book called Emotional Intelligence?
Absolutely. EQEI?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's something I'm working on right now in my personals because I am so emotional. Let me see where I get the most emotional. At that damn job, okay?
Most people.
Yeah.
And that's why most people have a heart attack at.
I believe you because there's so much bullbop coming at you from left, right, and sideways. You know what I mean?
And it is highly important. Let me tell you, it's such a big science right now. They're teaching kids that they need to be emotionally aware. And employers are looking for emotional intelligence when they're hiring. But I tell you, you're going to deal with the most with that. Like that dream killers thing we were talking about. When you were a child, you probably didn't dream to sit in the job that you're in right now. That wasn't your dream.
No,
but then
it wasn't.
And you're dealing with all kind of other energies while you're putting out the best of what you got. While you're putting out God-given gifts and talents. And then you got to deal with the nonsense coming in on the left. So it is highly important to become emotionally aware.
Absolutely.
And how to move forward. Absolutely.
Well, last week I broke out into Atlantic Star. If your heart isn't in it, at the computer.
Yes. See,
made it happen. Yes.
Tell me so. You got to get on.
Exactly.
Hey, this is fun, man. So we almost in time, but since we was on the movie track, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't I think one of the most beautiful movies ever written, and one of my goals is to write a movie like this and produce a movie like this, is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, it's one of the most well-written. But I've been wanting to sit down, and I've been trying for years to sit down and count all the lies that Forrest told. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be a long list, bro.
Because when you first watched the movie, I swear you would think this was a biopic.
Right.
You would thought it was a true. You thought it was.
Right.
I mean, when you first saw Forrest Gump, I don't know many people, if they really be honest, they thought it was a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was the intention, though.
They thought it was a true story. Then you go back and watch it, but you gotta watch at least 5-6 times before you start realizing, man, this man said, you know what I'm saying? He ran out of braces. He played football at Alabama. He drunk 16 Dr. Peppers and he pissed in the Oval Office, Moon the president, Viet Warm bet ping pong champion. You know what I'm saying? Ran here for here. He had, he made the term shit happens.
Right.
$1 billion, you know what I'm saying? Got shot in the butt, saved all them people.
That's
saying,
exciting life.
Man, listen, he done went and found Jenny so many times, beat up Jenny's boyfriend. She done got AIDS, and he done slept with her, had a baby by her, and he didn't get AIDS.
I can't. can't with you.
Like, hey, dog, this was, I said, man, this is a magnificent piece of work right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, I would just love for us to have a Two Cups of Truth watch party, and all of it, we just count the lies. We just count. Like, all the stuff that couldn't be true, man. Like, you think about how much he said he do. I mean, I just ran off some stuff, but just think, that's a long film. Then just think about how much stuff he said that he did.
Yeah, but you know,
he told this story sitting on a bus stop, waiting for the bus to come take him. He was right down the street from where he needed to go. He could have walked there. He's sitting at the bus all the time. Like
that was Forrest's reality. You couldn't tell nobody those stories didn't happen as we watched the movie, right?
Right.
So that was his reality. In his reality, in his world, that's what happened. All them crazy things, all that wild stuff. It was so many lies. But you know, I guess when you put a camera to it and you telling the story, you make it as real as you want.
Hey man, did you ever notice that Forrest was pulling everybody's leg?
I didn't look at it in that light. I just looked at it.
You just found out today.
Oh no, she did.
Like I just looked at all the lies that you just put together. Absolutely, I was just enjoying the mini story.
She just found out today. I'm telling you, she just found out. She ain't know.
Just
she
now.
Found out today, man. This man said he done pissed in the Oval Office. He said he was at Alabama when they let the first people in of color in, and the lady dropped a book. He picked it up and gave it to her.
And then went in after.
Went in, hey.
To help segregate, desegregate.
Right.
All right.
Man, he beat up a Black Panther at a Black Panther party. Come on, man. Listen, this guy, boy, Forrest is the truth. I'm telling you. Like, listen.
I have to go back and watch that.
One of my favorite scenes in that is when he was running through the bullet spray in Vietnam. Just all the bullets, they never hit him.
Right.
Besides that one in his buttock. Okay?
Right. He said, and one something that jumped up and bit me.
Something bit me in my buttock. Oh my goodness. Terrible.
Forrest Gump is one of the greatest movies ever written.
It's a good one.
Have me go back and watch it again. I don't.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But like people like, but then no matter how many times you watch it, you still. I be trying to count, but I get lost still
because you get lost in the movie.
I get lost in the movie.
Yeah, in the story. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I've been lost till today. Yeah.
Right. Right, we're gonna have to do a Two Cups of Truth watch party, man, and really watch. And I'm talking about and analyze Forrest Gump and come back and and tell everybody like, okay, they had like, I'm just gonna guess it had to be like at least 100 lives.
Yeah, more so. Yeah, more or less.
I'm saying, yeah, because it had to be at least 100.
It was a lie for every plot. So about every 20, not even, how long was the movie? Like 3 hours, right? Damn near 3 hours?
Yeah, damn near 3 hours.
Yeah, so every 20 minutes he hits you with another one.
Multiple ones, man. Like,
exactly.
The whole script was written on them, huh?
But I'll tell you who was the real MVP of Forrest Gump for real. Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. Hey. Lieutenant Dan was, man. Lieutenant Dan went to war with God on that boat, didn't he?
See, y'all got me, Lord. I got to go back and watch the movie.
He's a good one. He's a really, really good actor.
Hey, man. Hey, tell you, man, look, we at our time, people, man. So what's the last word? Any last words you got for the people today?
My last word would be continue to dream, continue to try, continue to reach, continue to grow. Dream on.
I'm gonna quote my sister, while you're on the planet, plan it.
That's right, man. Hey, man, my last thing, man, just don't stop trying. That's the only way you fail, if you stop trying. Just keep trying.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Peace and have grease. Until the next time.
2 Cups of Truth.
We out.
Yeah, well, we gotta figure out how to get out.
Oh gosh.